Zawrat is the debut full-length album from Halny, an Opole, Poland-based black metal quartet, and I would say we could define their sound as somewhere in between the sort of melodic edge of earlier Mgła and maybe the more avant-garde or out-of-step post-black metal of Furia. So it is very much a modern Polish black metal idea and something that feels very current in its affect, but overall this band brings something that is a little bit different to their rhythms and the general way that they realize these songs. It doesn't feel so much like this band formed with the tenets and the strictures of black metal in mind, but rather how they could bend it to their will and do something different with it. So the general mastery available to this record should be fairly obvious with the first run through. It's a pretty short record, so it's easy to get to the point here. So we'll cut to a song here and see the ways that they're kind of stretching the rhythms of this music into something that's at least a little bit different. So the rhythm section is really what kind of makes this record for me in a lot of ways. Not to say that the guitar work and the vocals are vestigial in any sense. They are kind of the leadership of the statements overall. But the rhythm section is the sort of point of mastery, the finesse of this record. And the way that they play with rhythm is more than just psychedelic abstractions, although there are some of those here. But that there are unexpected tonal shifts. It's not just one tunnel vision of, in effect, this record takes a bit of a journey overall, and no one song is exactly like the last, though they all relate in sort of a fluid way. So it does feel like they've developed this mastery with other subgenre in mind or with other music in mind, and this isn't quite black metal taking influence from black metal necessarily, although you will see that the overall effect of this music does slot in pretty easily with what is going on with modern Polish black metal in general again. For me, this record is pretty short. It's pretty easy to get into. The themes are somewhat interesting. The name of the band has its own specific meaning, and sort of the winds of madness from the mountains, essentially, is the way to put it. And there's different shades of meaning to that are not so directly superstitious. So otherwise there's more to it. Obviously there's a little bit of depth here in terms of what they're getting at. Of course that's not privy to me as I am not Polish, so basically the effect of the instrumentation is the thing that drew me back to this album time after time. I found that I wasn't expecting much going into this record, but I found that every song was so considered and was fairly accomplished in its creation. They've been very minimal in a lot of ways, but very active in their the decorum available to this record when it's there, that it felt like this is something that is maybe either a fluke or just sort of ahead of the game in terms of bringing an outsider perspective into this type of music, or just finding the cutting edge, whatever it may be. So for me, this stood out. See what you think. This is just kind of a certain style that many will have pigeonholed already, but for me, this was an exceptional record. I thought it was something that was quick and easy to get into. There's a pretty sharp standard available to every aspect of it, and we'll see how it kind of lasts over time. So check it out if that sounds like it's to your taste. You can read the full review on the website, and you can check out the album now. It released today.
Wokół się więcej granic